Have you ever walked into a place, maybe a boutique hotel or a friend's guest room, even an Airbnb, and it just instantly felt, well, right? Not necessarily flashy, right? Or super expensive, but just deeply comfortable and thoughtful. Somehow luxurious.
Yeah, there's definitely a kind of magic to those places. I just get it.
Exactly. Well, today we're doing a deep dive into how that magic actually happens. We're going to unpack the secrets to making any short-term rental, an Airbnb, vacation home, whatever, feel like a proper high-end escape.
Right.
And the really interesting thing, it's often less about throwing money at it and much more about these intelligent, subtle details, things that make a huge difference.
That's absolutely right. And for this deep dive, our main source, our guide, really comes from the pros. We're looking at insights from Planbnb.
Okay.
They're a professional short-term rental management company based over in Kavala in Greece. And honestly, they really understand how to craft these amazing guest experiences.
So they're in the trenches, they see what works.
Exactly. We're specifically focusing on their advice from a key article they put out called 10 Small Touches That Make Your Airbnb Feel Like a Luxury Stay.
Got it. So our mission today is basically to pull out the absolute best bits from their experience, show you how these, they seem like small adjustments, right? But how they can really lead to much happier guests, better reviews. And just tap into what makes people feel satisfied, build that loyalty, and really boost a property's whole reputation. It's about capturing the feeling of luxury. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
So Planbnb kicks things off by setting the scene. They stress that getting that memorable kind of upscale experience, it doesn't mean huge renovations or anything super opulent.
No.
It's really about making guests feel genuinely pampered, appreciated. And their first tip, it goes straight to making that personal connection, like right away.
Yeah, the welcome note.
Exactly. A personalized welcome note. And not just some generic printed thing. They mean like handwritten, addressed to the guest by name, a genuinely warm greeting. And they even suggest adding a couple of quick personal tips for local places. It just feels human,
It really does. And what's so smart about this, from Planbnb's view, is the psychological hit it delivers. It's simple but powerful.
How so?
Well, think about it. Everything's so digital, so transactional now.
Yeah.
A handwritten note just cuts through that. It instantly humanizes the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it creates this subtle sense of, reciprocity. The host did something personal, so the guest feels, warmer towards them. Maybe more likely to overlook tiny issues.
Okay, that makes sense.
Planbnb actually sees this in the feedback. Properties that do this. They often get comments about the host's thoughtfulness or the welcoming vibe. It sets a 5-star tone right from the moment they walk in.
Right, it establishes a different kind of relationship from the start. Okay, so you've made that personal connection. Where does Planbnb go next? Something more tangible.
Exactly. They move straight to something every guest physically interacts with. The bedding and towels. High-quality linens.
Yes. The essentials.
Big essentials. They're really specific. Invest in crisp, high-thread count sheets. Plush, really absorbent towels. It's not just about looks, it's the feel. That sensory experience is crucial for luxury.
Totally. Scratchy sheets instantly ruins the vibe.
Precisely. And Planbnb's research backs this up consistently. Guests might not write great thread count in a review on it.
Well, probably not.
But that tactile confirmation of quality, it massively influences how they perceive the entire stay. Subconsciously, it says we care without saying a word. After a long travel day, sinking into really good sheets, or using a genuinely plush towel, that's instant primal comfort. It links directly to perceived value more than, say, a fancy lamp might. It screams, we prioritize your actual comfort.
I completely get that. Okay, so bedding's covered. Building on that immediate comfort, Planbnb then suggests a nice little surprise upon arrival. Something for when you first walk in, maybe tired from the journey.
Yeah, exactly. Complimentary snacks and beverages.
The welcome pack.
Sort of, but done thoughtfully. A small, curated selection. Bottled water is key, maybe some decent coffee, tea. But here's the Planbnb twist they recommend. Include local treats, little local delicacies.
Ooh, nice touch.
It really is, because as Planbnb found, it does a couple things. First, it tackles those immediate needs, thirst, maybe a little hunger before they even think about going to a shop. Huge convenience factor.
Right.
But adding local goodies, that's the clever part. It's like a mini introduction to the place, the local flavor. It anchors their experience right away, makes them feel welcomed, not just to the room, but to the actual destination.
So it goes beyond just being a snack. It becomes part of the experience.
Exactly. Turns a practical thing into a little discovery moment. Guests often mention that kind of touch.
That's smart. Okay, making a big impact with something small. Let's pivot to a very personal space, the bathroom. How do you make that feel luxurious?
Right. Planbnb says, upgrade the bathroom essentials. Go way beyond that tiny bar of soap and generic shampoo.
Okay, what are we talking?
Think upscale shampoos, conditioners, nice body wash, maybe in decent-sized dispensers, not tiny bottles, but then add layers. Things like makeup remover wipes, maybe a quality hand lotion, even simple disposable slippers.
Ah, anticipating needs.
That's the core insight here. Planbnb understands guests always forget small things. Always.
Guilty.
Oh, yeah, me too. By providing these things proactively, you're not just being convenient, you're subtly turning a functional room into a kind of mini spa.
I like that.
These little saves, avoiding a late dash to a pharmacy, or just feeling a bit pampered, they translate directly into guest happiness. It elevates the bathroom from just, there to a place of relaxation.
Yeah.
Adds massively to that overall luxury feel.
Turning the functional into an indulgence. Okay, so from personal care, Planbnb then shifts focus to the overall mood, the atmosphere of the space itself, starting with light.
Absolutely. Ambient lighting, huge factor.
So soft, warm light, getting away from those harsh overhead fluorescent nightmares.
Exactly. They suggest things like dimmable lamps, maybe some subtle string lights, even candles used safely, of course, creating genuinely cozy, inviting areas.
Why is lighting so critical in their view?
Because, according to Planbnb's experience, it profoundly impacts mood and perception, even how big a place feels.
Right.
Harsh light makes even a lovely space feel cold, unwelcoming. But warm, layered lighting instantly creates intimacy, sophistication, comfort. It's basic lighting psychology, really, guiding the eye, creating cozy corners that just invite you to relax.
So it's a design tool, but for feeling.
Precisely.
Yep.
Planbnb sees it as a key, often overlooked, way to boost the perceived value. Big time.
Okay. And sticking with the senses, building on light, they also talk about scent.
Yes, another powerful subconscious element, a scented atmosphere.
Carefully, though, right? Not like walking into a perfume factory.
Oh, definitely subtle. They suggest mild diffusers or very subtle scented candles, maybe calming scents like lavender or something fresh like a light citrus. Nothing overpowering, just present.
And the impact of that.
Psychologically, Planbnb finds it's pretty remarkable. A pleasant, clean scent gives an immediate feeling of relaxation. And cleanliness, which is crucial.
True.
Scents are wired deep into our memory and emotions. So the right smell can trigger positive feelings, leave really lasting good impressions. Plus, a subtle freshness acts like a reset button. It signals clean before you even consciously register it. Counteracts any potential old rental smell.
Yeah, that faint musty smell is the worst.
Exactly. So scent is this powerful, almost subliminal comfort enhancer.
It really is. A nice subtle scent makes a place feel cared for.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. Planbnb also recognizes the experience isn't just inside the rental, right? It's about the whole trip.
Absolutely. It extends to how guests engage with the local area.
Which brings us to their idea of a local guidebook.
Right. But not just a binder full of brochures. They mean a beautifully presented, really curated collection.
Curated how? Highlighting unique spots. Maybe some hidden gems the host loves, favorite restaurants, cafes, local happenings. And here's the key part Planbnb emphasizes. Include detailed maps, insider tips, maybe even little personal stories or anecdotes. Make it feel like a genuine locals recommendation.
Ah, so it's personal again.
Exactly. It's more than just a list. Planbnb frames this as curated discovery. Guests, especially now, crave authentic experiences. They want to get beyond the obvious tourist stuff.
Totally.
Providing this kind of thoughtful, personalized info. You're not just giving directions, you're empowering them to connect more deeply with a place. It shows you care about their entire trip. That builds serious loyalty and often leads to them finding things they love, which reflects positively on the stay itself.
That's fantastic advice for anyone wanting guests to have a real experience. Okay, moving on. In today's world, there's one thing that's become, well, utterly essential. Non-negotiable almost.
Oh yeah, you know where this is going.
Connectivity, charging stations, and good Wi-Fi.
The modern lifeline. Planbnb is clear. Have conveniently placed universal charging stations or multi-device chargers right where people need them. Bedside, living room.
No hunting behind the sofa.
Please no. And obviously, rock-solid Wi-Fi. Good coverage throughout the space, and crucially, simple, clear instructions. No hoops to jump through.
Why is this luxury now, though? Isn't it just expected?
Well, yes and no. According to Planbnb, Seamless connectivity has shifted from being a nice-to-have to a fundamental modern luxury. Think about it. Navigation, talking to family, work, streaming. We rely on devices constantly.
Sure.
Any friction, slow connection, can't find an outlet, need an adapter, you don't have, it instantly creates stress. It detracts from that feeling of ease and comfort that defines luxury.
Okay, yeah, stress is the opposite of luxury.
Precisely. Planbnb's data shows hassle-free connectivity is now an essential, almost invisible luxury. It directly impacts convenience, satisfaction, and just the guest's overall stress level. Empowering them to connect effortlessly is key.
Absolutely. No one wants tech frustration on vacation. Okay, next up, let's talk about elevating a simple, often really cherished daily ritual, the morning cuppa.
Ah, yes, the coffee and tea situation.
Planbnb recommends going premium here, offering a selection of good coffee pods or quality ground coffee, green teas, and nice, stylish mugs to drink from. And they suggest those little extras too, right? Like honey, maybe some sugar alternatives, even flavored syrups.
Yeah, those details matter. If you connect this to the bigger picture, Planbnb understands that for many guests, that morning coffee or tea, it's a ritual. It's about comfort, routine, even when they're away from home.
Right. It grounds you.
Exactly. So elevating that simple daily habit, it signals serious attention to detail, commitment to their well-being. It turns a basic need into a little moment of actual enjoyment, maybe even indulgence.
Instead of just functional fuel.
Precisely. Guests wake up wanting that satisfying cup. Providing a premium setup enhances their morning, sets a positive tone for the whole day. It's a small thing with surprisingly big impact.
Definitely felt that difference myself. Okay, rounding out their top 10, Planbnb circles back to like fundamental comfort within the space itself, where people actually hang out.
Yeah, comfortable seating areas. This is crucial.
Meaning just comfy sofas.
Well, yes, but making sure they're genuinely comfortable.
Yeah.
Inviting sofas, chairs, plush cushions, maybe some cozy throws draped over them, thoughtfully arranged furniture. They even suggest creating like a dedicated reading nook if possible, or just a really relaxing lounge zone.
And the goal there is?
The outcome, Planbnb emphasizes, is getting guests to actually live in the space, not just use it as a base to sleep.
Ah, okay.
Comfortable seating invites them to linger, to properly relax, to actually enjoy being there. It creates that feeling of genuine hospitality, makes them feel properly at home, encourages unwinding.
Makes sense.
When guests feel comfortable enough to truly settle in and just be, it massively improves their overall experience, creates a much stronger positive vibe about the place.
Got it. So those are the 10 main touches. But Planbnb had a bonus tip too, right? Something that extends beyond the stay itself.
They did. A thoughtful checkout process.
Okay, how does that work?
Well, part of it's practical. Clear, simple instructions for departure. Everyone appreciates that. Reduces confusion.
Definitely.
But the extra touch they suggest is considering a small token of appreciation. Maybe a little branded keepsake, or a small, inexpensive local souvenir. Something to take away.
And what's the long-term thinking there?
This taps into something psychologists call the peak end rule. Basically, how we remember an experience is heavily influenced by the most intense point, the peak and the very end.
Ah, interesting.
So Planbnb stresses that ending the stay on a positive, thoughtful note. It really solidifies the overall positive memory. It's not just about that single stay. It actually boosts the chances of them coming back.
And leaving that great review.
And crucially, leaving those glowing 5-star reviews, which, as we know, are gold dust for rental properties. It ensures the last impression is just as strong, just as positive as hopefully the first one was.
Right. Leave them with a good feeling.
Exactly. So if we boil down all this great advice from Planbnb, the core message seems to be luxury, especially in rentals, isn't really about big flashy spending.
No.
It's much more about a whole series of these small, really considerate, strategically chosen gestures, thoughtful touches. By weaving these in, you can genuinely transform almost any space into a place that feels luxurious, that resonates with guests on a deeper level. It's about making them feel noticed, cared for, and just delighted.
And it's important to remember, like you said, these aren't just about making someone happy for a weekend. They genuinely lift a property's whole reputation.
Absolutely.
Leads to more bookings, standout reviews, and ultimately those loyal guests who keep coming back. So, thinking beyond rentals, what does this all mean for you listening right now?
Yeah, how does it apply more broadly?
Well, think about the places you go, or even your own home. What's one small, thoughtful touch you've experienced somewhere, hotel, restaurant, a friend's place that really truly made a difference in how you felt?
Mm.
What tiny deliberate detail could you maybe add to your own environment, your home, maybe even your workspace, or just in your interactions to make someone, or hey, even yourself feel a bit more pampered, appreciated, or just comfortable?
It really does raise an important question, doesn't it? If these seemingly minor touches can so profoundly change the feel and value of a short-term rental,
Yeah.
what other areas of our lives, our relationships, maybe our work, our businesses, where else can we benefit from that same kind of intentional focus on the thoughtful, deliberate details? The impact could be, well, pretty amazing.